It seemed like every time I spoke to my friends in the regulars, they got to go away on sports trips or tours. I was never really sure how they could afford it. They would always just say the Corps had a scheme that helped. It wasn't until I joined the RLC as a reservist and was able to be a part of the one day's pay scheme that it all started to make sense.
People always say to me, "Oh, you're away with hockey again." They say how I became the winger for the RLC team. How do you do that? And how can I do that?
I've played basketball since I was 10 years old, and I've competed in the National League as a small forward. Since joining the Army 5 years ago, I've competed at every level from in the units, right the way up to representing the Army at the Inter-Services Championship.
I've been riding since the age of 5, but didn't really start competing until I joined the Army and never really looked back since.
Went around the hard loop.
I've had the opportunity to compete all over the world, places like Chile, Sardinia, Portugal.
Losing a loved one is not easy, especially when you are thousands of miles away from home. I was faced with a lot of travel expenses to get back to Fiji that I wasn't expecting or had planning for. The financial cost is not something you first think of. That was when I approached the Corps for help. If I hadn't paid into it, along with all the other contributions from the soldiers and officers of the Corps, I wouldn't have been able to get back home to lay my mom to rest.
I joined the RLC 23 years ago and immediately started paying into the one day's pay scheme. Now that I'm a commissioned officer, the amount's gone up to a day and a half's pay. Soldiers will still benefit from the contribution of officers, but the extra we pay goes towards the officers' mess functions, Corps dinner nights, and other events. Without that additional contribution from our fellow officers, we wouldn't be able to maintain those traditions. More importantly, we wouldn't be able to support RLC soldiers when they need it most.
I've also paid into the one day's pay scheme since the day I joined the RLC. This scheme has helped me attend Corps training camps, supplied my equipment, and this has massively developed me as a player.
Since joining, I've competed at the RLC Ski Championships and attended the RLC Snowboarding Championships, neither of which would have been possible without the one day's pay scheme. I know without it, I could not have afforded it.
I'm now the RLC and Army Enduro Manager, and I feel like I'm in a position where I can give back and give members of the Corps the opportunity to basically do what I've done.
Uniform, helmets, boots, training sessions, and travelling for the games, it all costs money.
Because of the experience I've gained from being on a team with this level of support and the levels that I've played at, I've now been selected to try out for the UK Armed Forces team. And without this scheme, I would not have had this opportunity.
Which wouldn't be possible without the one day's pay scheme, which all team members pay into.
Because of help from the scheme, it means I can represent the RLC against other teams in the Tri-Service Championship.